With our taxes, it all goes to the government. It goes towards teachers, um, learning support assistants, peripatetic teachers, i.e. teachers who come in and give lessons in music or different sporting activities, which obviously everyone benefits from. They have to pay for maintenance, for the heating, the lighting, just as we pay for our the upkeep of our houses. Books, equipment, and bringing in specialist knowledge. So while I was at school, lots of smart boards came in, and even just before I left, people had, or year six pupils had access to iPads, and obviously cameras and all sorts of technological things, which obviously sometimes are a bit above me. However, where does all this money come from? And it's coming from the taxes.
Tax is important because firstly, everyone needs certain things, healthcare, education, even as far as roads, things like that, general maintenance, everyone needs to cooperate to it and then everyone gets something from it. So tax is important. Obviously, working in a hospital, I think that money towards the NHS through taxpayers is very important. My payment and my salary comes through NHS proceeds. I think that everybody should pay tax because everybody has to gain through national health. The healthcare system, obviously that goes out towards everybody and everybody looks for that, whether it's through GPs or through emergency and accident care or through your hospitals. Everybody will contribute and then everybody will get something from it. The money that we get from the government obviously goes towards a lot within the NHS. For example, a lot of it goes towards research for new ideas, which especially considering all the cancer cases recently that have been treated from that, that's obviously quite important. For hygiene reasons, almost all cases of MRSA have been cut because so much has been put towards hygiene. Also towards just basic equipment, bedding, supplies. Personally, I think people that don't pay tax shouldn't be entitled to free healthcare since they're not contributing to the main frame of it. They shouldn't be allowed to take from it what other people are putting in.
Last year, Starbucks paid no corporation tax despite UK sales of nearly £400 million. Google's UK unit had UK revenues of a similar amount and paid £6 million to the Treasury.
It's not right that wealthy people or multinational companies avoid the taxes that are due. So that's why we're investing more money and we're going to get billions of pounds back for the country, for the public, and that will help us pay off the deficit.
If I had to declare my tips to the government, no, I wouldn't do that. I don't think it's fair, the fact that somebody's actually given me a nice gesture of goodwill, give me some money to say thank you for the service I've done. I don't think I need to be taxed twice on that. So tips are really important to me because, I mean, at the end of the day, it makes up quite a lot of my wages. I work quite a lot in the restaurant, I'd say 90% in the restaurant. So yeah, it's like bread and butter to me. You can make an extra, 50% of your wages just by tips. So yeah, I really need it.
The wage that I earn at Homebase is £6.21, I think it is, which is kind of close to minimum wage. But we have the opportunity to earn tips, but obviously going that extra mile, we can do the thing called carry-outs. So obviously if an elderly person or female has something that they're struggling with, we will actually assist them in getting it to the car. You'll find that you get tips from doing little things like that, just going the extra mile, really kind of making an effort with the customer. If I had to declare my tips to the government, I personally wouldn't agree with it because I think I've gone the extra mile for the customer, and I've shown them the kind of how much I can help them, and they've obviously, they've appreciated it, so they've given me a tip personally. So why should me or anybody else who earns tips, why should they have to declare it to the government? Because someone's given you that out of appreciation as to how hard you've helped them. I don't think tips at all should be declared to the government whatsoever.